What's up, everyone? So if you clicked on this video, you're probably changing your brakes, or you own a Yamaha Radian and you want to change your brakes on that more specifically. So to go from having the brakes in to getting them out, the first thing you want to do is remove the cap on your master cylinder here. So undo your screws, take the top off. You have a little gasket inside of it. Put that off to the side. Then you're going to want to take the gasket out carefully without ripping it, right? So you can see mine's a little full. Yours might be slightly empty. That's normal. Stick that down there. So you'll notice mine's a little full. That's because I already pushed the calipers in. Yours might be empty, but when you push the calipers in, which for to do that, I just kind of used a clamp, stuck it inside, and I'll show that on the other one, and then clamped it down to squeeze them and compress them back in, which then pushes the fluid back up and into your master cylinder. So make sure that it doesn't overflow. It's gonna get messy. Just kind of dabble in there, suck some out if you can, if you have a syringe, or just throw a napkin of some sort into it. It'll soak it up a little bit, and you can scoop it out. Alright, so I have the brake cylinder, or brake caliper here, still assembled on its side. I have my string attached in case I decide to drop it. I don't completely destroy it. So you'll see right at the top here, a little indent. This is a cap. I take the cap off. Just use a little screwdriver, flathead screwdriver, shove it in there, push, and pry up. Just like that. And it'll pry out. Take the cap off. And on the inside, you're going to have these two retaining pins on either side. Just kind of reach in there with a screwdriver or a pick if you got it. Slightly pry it up, and it'll pop right out. Just be careful of your brake line there. There's my other brake. Alright, that was a pain in the butt. I had to get a better angle. So once you get them out, these pins come out next. You simply push them through. Just be careful of this little spring. It has a little tension on it. Just kind of pry it out on the other side here to the point that you can grab it, or continue to pry it out if you need it. See, it popped up a little bit. That's out. And then the same thing on this guy. Sometimes they fight you. You just gotta fight back. There we go. Now once those two are out, this lifts out. You can just kind of push these right through. There we go. Put that to the side. You're still gonna need that. And you can take your brake pads right out. Just like that. Now remember, when you compress this, your brake fluid It's going to start to overflow. So keep aware of that. When you compress it a little bit, check on it. Compress a little bit more, check on it. Don't want to let it overflow. Before compressing it, if you want to clean them up a little bit, you can squirt a little soapy water on them and scrub them down with a soft brush. If you're going to take big risks like I do, and use a metal brush, be very gentle. You don't want to scratch it up and scrape it and cause it to start to rust and corrode and so on and so forth. Just be very, very careful. I'm not really going to clean this up. I just want to show you. You can scratch it, you know. I don't care about the dirt. I don't stare at my brakes while I'm riding. I look in front of me. If you look in front of yourself as well when you're driving or you're riding, you probably don't care. So I'm going to leave it. Alright, so I had to set this up before recording it. As you notice, I'm human. I have 2 hands. I don't have 3. So I can't hold the camera and do this at the same time. But when you have it on, all you're doing to compress the cylinders inside is just slowly turning your clamp. Do it slowly. You don't want to rupture anything. And then while you're doing this, keep an eye on your brake fluid. Because again, as this compresses, to be pushing brake fluid back through the line and up into your master cylinder, which can overflow. If these are completely seized, you have another issue. I don't have a video for that. You got to go find that video elsewhere. So I compressed it down quite a bit. Now I'm going to go and check on my master cylinder, make sure it's not near the edge with the brake fluid. So let's see here. Let's see, it went up just slightly. It's up here a little bit now. So let's keep compressing. Neat little trick. You set yourself up on your forks with your phone. It's a good stand. So, like I said, continue to compress. For the new brakes to fit in there, you're going to want them all the way down. So compress it down. Keep going. Now it's pretty much flush. So now we're going to do the other side. On there, crank it. You feel the tension. Let's see if we can get it so you can see it go down a little. Starting to go a little bit. Like I said, just do it slowly. It's a bunch of old gaskets in these old bikes, old tubes. Don't want to rupture anything. So now I got it halfway down there, or pretty close. I think I went a little overboard. It got a little risky there. Living life on the edge. See that? Almost spilled it. So I'm going to clean that up and we'll be right back. Great thing about cameras and recording is time travel. It was only a second for you, but it was like 30 seconds for me. So I brought it back down. You can see there, go to focus. Levels back down, so now I'll finish compressing this bad boy. There we go. So now I'll finish compressing it down. Alright, that is good. So take it off, check the fluid level one more time. And then if you were going to clean it up, you can clean it up. Or you can do what I'm about to do and just put all the new pads on. Let's check on the fluid level. There we go. It's pretty full. Probably clean that up just a little bit more before putting the gasket back on and the cap, and then going from there. Alright, so as you probably already guessed, to put everything back on, it's in reverse. To take your new pads, you notice they have holes, so they can only go in one direction, right? I mean, I guess you could put them in the other direction, but it won't work. Give it a shot, let me know. So you got those in. We're not really worried about alignment just yet. Take your clip, stick that bad boy in there. Oh well. There we go. Get in there. Alright, so I had to start that over, because if you didn't notice, I was trying to put the spring in upside down. And it didn't like that. So now I'm going to put it in right side up. There we go. So it's kind of aligned again. Now we're going to stick these guys through. So it goes through that hole, and then through the hole on the brake itself. I can get my finger unstuck. Gloves are great, just not around sharp corners. Come on now. Let's try it this way. So get it in there. Honey, I can't find the hole. Ah, there we go. This is partially in. Now, the tab, you notice the tab's got a little bend to it. The bolt goes over it. So it sits on top. You gotta bend that right side down so that bolt will go over. So I'll just kind of angle it like this for now. Then I'll pause it and do the other side, because I can't do it while recording, more than likely. There we go. And there you go. Now the same thing on the other side. You have to make sure this part actually bends down and into it, like so. Maybe I could do it. Let's try it. What the heck? We already lived on the edge once. Let's get a little crazy here. Let's draw some trees. Maybe a bird. There's that. Hey, look at that. See? Take some chances. There it is. A little crooked. We'll dress that up a little bit. Make it nice and straight. Get it ready for the rotor. What happened? We time traveled again. Alright, so keep in mind these little circles or holes. If you don't see it, you can use the clip that comes with it to kind of stick it in the side of the circle, so it'll be off to the side somewhere, and then turn it upward. If you don't have a pick, I did not have my pick with me, but you just literally stick it in the side like that, and you can rotate it, as you see here, and just shove it in. Just like that. See, now we're good. Okay, so push this back. There we go. And then take our cover. It's kind of universal, at least from what I've noticed. If you think otherwise, you can put it in the comments. But you see the inside, it has a little slit that goes into the groove. And then when you push this in, it'll snap in. Good to go. Now, you got to do it again. Well, would you look at that? We're done. Now you just take the clip or the cover, just like on the other one, and you jam it on there. Now you put your tire back on if you took it off, and just screw it all back up. You're good to go. Thanks for watching.